Uber is a really simple product to use. Essentially, you're filling out an online form that says where you are now and where you want to get to. It also has a very clear map which appeals to people. It just shows where all the taxi drivers in the locality are and how long it will take them to pick you up. Another feature which really appeals to people is the clarity of how much the fares are. For example, it will tell you how much prospective journey will cost, and if you make a certain amount of stops, and also you can split the fares and you don't have to pay via cash, which is incredibly appealing. You just link it up to your credit or debit card account essentially. So the ease of use with Uber is a real selling point that's appealed to customers across the globe. One other thing that people really enjoy is the fact that you can rate the drivers and they can rate you. So it really actually encourages greater quality of service, perhaps even banter with the driver, and in turn improves their journey. And it's really appealed to people because there is a little wariness about who you're sitting in the car with, and it gives a greater transparency around that. It's not very popular, and surprisingly, with black cabbies. First of all, Uber is significantly cheaper. And also it's obviously stealing quite a lot of custom that the black cabbies see as theirs, and not least because people are actually on their phones ordering taxis when they could be hailing them. One of the arguments the cabbies say, particularly rankles, is that there are quite strict Transport for London requirements around who can drive a cab and what their knowledge should be. In fact, the knowledge is the exam that cabbies are known to obviously take, and Uber do not, in their view, adhere to some of these regulations, which they see as an unfair playing field. Now, the black cabbies have actually went on strike last summer, which was seen as a bit of an end goal in some circles. Some believe that actually it was just a massive promotion for Uber in many ways. Obviously it did cause some transport issues on that particular day. Long term, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. There are a number of barriers to Uber's growth though. World domination doesn't come without a cost. One of the biggest things that Uber has enjoyed has obviously been customers advocating the brand and telling each other about it. Now, traditionally we've seen as companies grow in size that people are less willing to advertise big corporations off their own back. So Uber will have to be careful about that. It's also had a few image problems. There's been 2 alleged rape cases involving its drivers, neither proven, that may have tarnished its reputation. And when you're a growing brand, things like that, especially in the world where you're working online and reliant on social media, can prove a problem. Also, it relies very heavily on scale. You need to have plenty of drivers to be around in the vicinity, not wasting too much fuel. Their cars are actually very fuel efficient, but you do need to have them to build that scale and to grow into different cities. Now, what will happen is as they target smaller cities, to have the number of drivers that they need may become more of a challenge. So long term, that's something that Uber needs to think about.